sort of number 10 role. How do you think he did?
Well, I thought that he would have maybe. I thought that in some instances, like we saw in the first half, just stay still and get on the ball. And he had an opportunity in the first half where he done that, got his half a yard and took the shot. You'll probably be disappointed. He could have done better with that. But as long as Eberechi Eze is staying in that area, I'm really happy with him.
The worry for me, I think we talk about players like this. I think I think he done okay, but the manager should be saying okay is not good enough. We need to set high.
That test, we need that as well. We want to see if Elliot Anderson can, like, okay, this is the turn. They've turned the heat up a bit. Let's see how he. Yeah, you want to see that. You want to see Noni Madueke playing against maybe better opposition. See if he goes past people. You want to see Eberechi in that middle, in that middle, getting his 10 like we've seen he can do, slipping balls through, taking shots if he gets the opportunity. You want to see all that.
Yeah, because of the lack of jeopardy quite often with a lot of these groups, you almost have to go looking for it.
I think
Belgrade should offer.
Yeah, I think the players and the manager and the staff will probably look forward to it. I think also if Serbia aren't that great either. If England bring their A game, you think they'll win comfortably.
What did you think of that game? It was a tougher one to break down. You knew it was going to be like that, but professional performance at the end?
Yeah, I would say so. Clean sheet, 2 goals. Probably could have had more. Obviously, we had the experience of playing them at the end of last season, and we knew that. Got to give them credit; they're a very stubborn opposition. Like I said, I think we could have scored more goals, and I think it was definitely a much improved performance from the last time. So,
I think if it hadn't been an own goal, you'd do a few England players lining up to score it.
Yeah, definitely. I'm happy. I think I tried to create as much as possible for my team. Knew what type of game it was. I think those type of games, you have to just get the ball and just have that fearless mentality of, okay, cool, there's 11 players in 30 metres of space, so the only way you're really going to get to goals is if you outplay somebody or if you produce a real moment of quality with the cross like Reece James did with the second goal. So I feel like as a collective, that was really what we tried to do, just go out there and be sharp on the...
Said he was going to try something a little bit different. It felt to me as though sometimes maybe you and Marcus Rashford cut inside a little bit to try and allow the fullbacks to overlap, and it worked at times.
Yeah, no, definitely. Me and Rashi had more narrow positions as opposed to the last game where I think it was me and Morgan played on the chalk. I think, to be fair, listen, it's difficult to create an overload really if there's 11 players in 30 metres of space, but I think that helped us more when the fullbacks got on the outside. And obviously, again, like I said, Reece James, you saw his moment of quality from that tactic. So
Can I ask you about Elliot Anderson making his debut?
Yeah,
he was outstanding, wasn't he?
Yeah, top. But we knew that he's been outstanding in the Premier League, outstanding in the under-21 Euros when they won last summer. So we know of his quality and just made up for him that he played so well today.
Last one from me. What do you expect it to be tougher when you go to Belgrade? Is this going to be the toughest game you'll face in World Cup qualifying, do you think?
God willing, it will continue.
You were actually asking while we were watching the second half to put some crosses in. Very simple what Reece James does, isn't it? Gets it out of his feet.
Especially if you've got players like Reece James in possession. We saw the goal, it was very straightforward. Obviously, he gets good first touch and Declan, but nice pace of pass, just put it in there. I watch all levels of football, as we all do. The amount of goals that come from crosses, England's 2 goals today come from crosses. Don't be reluctant to cross the ball. And a lovely finish by Wright. Very good.
They want to stop us coming through them because obviously they were quite narrow. So the space is on the wing, and we have got players who can head the ball. You just think, get the ball wide, get the ball in the box. You see how dishevelled they were, and it's all over them.
Listen, we have to pass and probe, but against a lesser opposition, and you've got it in the wide positions, and you've got time, don't be reluctant to cross it.
Yeah.
Especially when you're playing against a team that they haven't scored in I don't know how many games it is, 14 games or so, I don't know. You can afford to try and pass it through them. You'll get it back in a couple of passes.
If you can't play with freedom against teams like Andorra, you're in trouble. And I still think England were still a bit uptight with some of their passing in the final third.
I think we created more than we converted in Andorra and today as well. I think there are a lot of chances for goals and a lot of half chances where we can be more clinical. Try to speed up the game constantly. We had to give everything to the match, of course, and play against a deep block. But there are no concerns today. There are still things to improve, but the direction was the right direction. After the 4 days of training, it was with more goals, but it's not the problem. The energy was right, the attitude was right. Guys were positive with each other, and so I'm okay, absolutely.